Good morning, YouTubers. This is going to be the first video in a series that I want to do. Reloading 223 for somebody who's never reloaded rifle before. Now, this is not intended as a how-to video by any means. Your how-tos are your reloading manuals. There is no substitute for a good manual, and I've chosen the Lee die set here. Oop. That's your how-to right there, not this video. You need to read your literature, understand it, and use that information. The first part of starting to load for rifle would be picking your components. I've always used CCI primers, so that's what we will be working with today. These are Hornady 55 grain soft point cantilever bullets. These are cheap. I think they were like 7 cents a piece. And they have awesome reviews, so we're going to give those a shot. And then Varget. I've heard a lot of good things about this powder. A lot of guys use it with good luck, so we're going to give that a shot too. I'm going to skip the brass cleaning and tumbling portion of the series because there are so many videos that will tell you, or show you how to tumble your brass and how people do it and the processes involved in that. So that's already been done. I have a bag of 60 pieces of brass here. Now these were fired from my gun, so all I have to do with those is neck size them, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so stay tuned. It's going to be a multi-video series, so it's going to follow from brass prep all the way to the range shooting the target. So, all right, step one for our little video series here would be sizing. I already lubed these cases. They call it neck sizer from Lee is carbide, so supposedly you don't have to lube up your cases, but I do anyways. I just throw them in the Ziploc bag, throw in my homemade case lube. It's lanolin and iso heat. Let it sit, let it evaporate, good to go. Now you do have to tumble your brass again after you get the lube on there, but it's just one more step. Should extend the life of your brass. Now for your collet neck sizing, it says, once you get the die set up, it says insert a case into the die. You will feel the primer being extracted, and then the lever will come to an abrupt stop. At this point, the lever must be pushed firmly, a minimum of 25 pounds, to close the collet and size the neck. Extra bullet grip can be obtained by screwing the die in an additional quarter turn. Option, even greater accuracy can be obtained by rotating the case 1/2 turn and then sizing the case a second time. So we're going for accuracy with our reload, so hell, why not? So that's what I'm going to do. Insert the case into the die. Push firmly. Rotate the case. Push the case in again. Now it doesn't feel like it's doing a whole lot, but I'll try to show you on camera. The casing on the left has not been neck sized. The casing on the right has. The casing on the right is slightly smaller than the one on the left. That's all we're doing is squeezing this neck down to give us tension on our bullet. So I'll finish these up and come back to you once I'm done with this. All right, these have all been neck sized. Next step is putting them in the tumbler and getting all that lube off. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about case length and trimming. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about case length. This will be the last shot for this video. I'm going to actually be doing the trimming and all that in the next video installment. When you're getting your case length here, you'll see this case is 1.7585 inches. I see a lot of people, when they measure things, when they measure cases or bullets with their calipers, they'll take and they'll leave their thumb on the screw and they'll crank on it and think that, okay, that case is 1.7555, when in reality 1.758 is what I'm pulling on that case. And I use my two fingers right here and I'm squeezing when I'm checking case length, and I can squeeze as hard as I want and that number is not going to change. So that tells me that that case is 1.758. Now if I take my thumb up here and I crank in, look how much that changes. So when you're taking readings with your calipers, two finger squeeze. That'll give you an accurate reading. Because if you're cranking in on this wheel, this top piece is actually kicking in and this is still staying at the same distance. It's kind of like a pivot point. So like I said, I can sit here and squeeze with two hands and it's not moving. But as soon as I touch that wheel, I'm changing my length. So two fingers squeezing on it, right back to 1.758. And it's not going to change unless I crank on this wheel to adjust my calipers in and out. Sorry about the noise in the background. I got a hydronic fan that heats my basement. I got boiler heat. So I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on that. I'm going to come back in a later video. We'll set up the trimmer and see what max, I can't remember off the top of my head what max trim length on these cases is. But we'll get that set up and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.